Hi guys, my name is Jayapratap Singh and welcome to Java Smart. So today we are going to discuss basics of inversion of control and dependency injection. So what is dependency injection? Actually it's a process where objects define their dependencies, that is the other object they work with, through constructor injection or setter injection. So like it's a responsibility of a container to inject those dependencies when it creates the bean. Okay, so there are two types of IOC containers. We have bean factory and application context, which is a sub interface of bean factory. So like there are some advantages of using application context over this bean factory. Like it supports internationalization, event handling, event publication, and integration with Spring AOP. So that are those are some advantages of using application context. Application context represent the Spring IOC container, and it is responsible for instantiating, configuring, and assembling the beans. It gets the instruction on what objects to instantiate, configure, and assemble by a configuration file, by reading a configuration metadata, and that metadata could be a configuration file, or it could be a Java annotation, or it could be simple Java code. Okay, so like annotation based configuration was introduced in Spring 2.5. There are some advantages of using this approach, like mm, your configuration file will get shorter if you are using annotation, because you will be writing annotations in your POJOs. Okay, you don't have to write whole code in your configuration file, so that's why that file will get shorter. But there are some people, some developers, who argue that this approach is like um, by using this approach, your POJOs are no longer POJOs. Okay, like if you have to change something, you can't do the change in configuration file only, you will have to do the changes in your POJOs as well. So yeah, so that's a disadvantage they feel. And this approach like makes the system is the configuration becomes decentralized and hardened to control. So there are some disadvantages of this approach as well, but advantages as well. You don't have to write each and every bean in your configuration file, and you don't have to inject those beans. Okay, so those are the advantages. Like yeah, so um, this diagram shows how a Spring injection happens, dependency injection happens. So see, this is our configuration metadata. So like we have not mentioned whether it is a configuration of file, XML file, or annotations, or the Java code to inject to do the configuration. So that's why we wrote as configuration metadata. Here this is our Mapojo, your business object that you inject. So both will go to a Spring container. Those are bean factory or application context. We have different implementation for that, like file system XML application context, or we have class path XML application context for standalone application. For web applications we have another other implementations. So this these two things comes to Spring container, and that container will be responsible for instantiating and configuring and assembling all the objects. Okay, all the beans. So yeah, so that's the basic concept of like this dependency injection or inversion of control. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Mm, Yeah, and please subscribe my channel. And I'll in the next tutorial I'll come up with some more detail about this concept, and we'll write some programs to demonstrate this process.